I find it ironic that, for all practical purposes, the very first day of the new General Assembly is focused on spending more money and not focusing on reform. You can talk about the various silos, but at the end of the day, we're appropriating $2.1 billion of new spending. We, as Representative Sullivan, Bost, Rebeletti have said, some things in here we like. We realize the significance and importance of road projects. We have roads that need to be widened. We have roads that need to be improved. We have bridges that are crumbling. I know that as well as anybody. And our side of the aisle understands the need to get people working, keep people working, fixing our roads. So let's not start pointing fingers about how bad we are, because there's some things, because we don't support this bill. That, frankly, gets very, very old. And the idea of a Christmas tree bill, to those of you that are new, of loading up a bill, putting in some good things and some bad things, is really the essence of how this place is run year in and year out. I guess it maybe explains why we are in the mess we're in. We have unfunded liability on health insurance, pensions, unpaid bills. And I think for a chamber that applauds itself, or at least tries to applaud itself, on last year's budget work, where we had $8 billion of unpaid bills, keep in mind as we move forward in this year, we have over $9 billion in unpaid bills. We are not moving forward, we're moving backwards. So when you come before this chamber and say we want to appropriate all this money and not focus on a single reform, yes, it causes us pause. Yes, we have concerns about it. Yes, we are not going to support it. You think about and look at some of the things in this bill, they run completely in the face of some of the reforms we've talked about and the need to make government smaller. There's over $1.5 million, or almost $1.5 million, that you're having to put in your bill to pay for salaries. The governor has hired, subsequent to the last year, deputy directors in various agencies that he has. The money wasn't appropriated, but yet he hired people to the tune of over $1 million. And then you come in here and say, we want to appropriate in this bill money to take care of the governor's new hires. Now, this is an administration that is going in the exact wrong direction of where we need to go as a state. You're appropriating money in this bill to take care of workmen's compensation costs. This General Assembly said we need to privatize. We think it makes more sense to privatize the workers' compensation system. Representative Kaye has been a leading proponent of the need to reform workers' comp. There's a lot more we need to do on workers' comp, but on this very issue, we said let's privatize. Did that happen? No. So we're going to spend $82 million. $82 million on that. You've got a component in here to pay for and to appropriate money for health care costs, health insurance. We realize those bills need to get paid, and we want them to get paid. But we asked the governor almost a year ago to start negotiating on an AFSCME contract, finish that up, and at the same time we would figure out what the savings would be, or know what the savings would be, on health insurance because of the premium situation. Has that happened? No. No. So the question for us as a body, as an state, are we going to move in the direction of reform, or are we going to continue in the direction of spending money we don't have? And I think if we're ever going to get out of this mess, if we're ever going to practice what we preach, if we're ever going to talk the talk and walk the walk and all those terms that everybody uses in every campaign piece, in every town hall meeting, in every Lions Club meeting, that we have got to turn the corner, we've got to change the direction of the state, we have to take care of the hard-working people of the state of Illinois, then we need to quit spending. We've done nothing on pension reform other than talk a good game for the last 2 years. We passed some Medicaid reform, but yet most of it is yet to be implemented. We haven't seen any savings on the health care side, on the health insurance premium. We haven't continued the reform on work comp, and the list goes on and on and on. And the bills keep building higher and higher and higher. People keep talking about leaving the state. Businesses say, why am I staying here? You haven't figured it out. Well, today is another indication that you have not figured it out, and you're saying to the hardworking taxpayers of the state of Illinois, sorry, forget it, don't worry about it, we ain't gotten it yet, we're not ready to reform. And we're not sure when we're going to do that, because the very first day in the new General Assembly, we spend $2.1 billion and do not in any single way reform government in the state of Illinois. That is why we're not supporting this bill. And that is why we are going to continue to demand reform day in and day out until you get the message.